Hey, everybody, welcome back to this episode of Think Business Live. It's Young Entrepreneurs Week, and I'm really excited to kick it off with 5 entrepreneurs who started this summer Deluxe Detail Services. They detail cars, they did mine, and guys, it looks great. I mean, I know you guys came with all the equipment right to my house. It was great. I love talking. My parents always raised me that I could learn something new from somebody older and somebody younger. So I'm happy to connect with you guys and talk to you about your business. I love, entrepreneurship is so important today. So I want to hear about kind of how it came about and how the 5 of you got together to start a business. Because I think right now, especially as we're coming and kind of getting back to work post-COVID, I think a lot of people are trying to figure out how they can start their own businesses. And there's nothing like the inspiration of young entrepreneurs to inspire people. So you guys are really inspiring to me, and I know many others. So congratulations on the success of your business. How did it get started? Tell me, just kind of give me a gist of how you guys all band together to make it happen.
I think that we were all hanging out just like a lot. We didn't have much to do, and we all needed some money. And Noah has
plans for the summer I know everybody's plans mostly got canceled for the summer. Yeah. Okay. All right. So go ahead, Rowland.
We all needed some money. Noah, I think he had a cousin that used to ran a detailing business, and we all just thought it would be a really good idea. And we thought if we could get enough customers that we could really get it off the ground.
Yeah. And so you all come together. How was kind of the initial planning? I think a lot of times entrepreneurs and business people have a hard time with kind of the pre-planning of everything, right? Like really kind of making a business plan of what you're going to do. So talk a little bit about that, how you kind of put the plan together. Because when you launched your website and your social media campaign, it looked like you guys had been around for a long time and you knew what was going on. Noah, maybe you can kind of start. How'd you guys start how'd you do the planning?
Yeah, so it was probably close to the beginning of when all the quarantine started. Brian came up to me and told me that we're going to do it this summer. Like, not should we say we're going to do it. And then for the next few weeks, it was really a lot of, okay, how do we really do this? None of us have run a business. None of us have that much experience. So we talked to people that have done it before. We made spreadsheets, we made our social media, we prepared posters and flyers, and we made sure that by the time we were launched, we'd be ready to go. And if we were making an investment, we were going to do it for real. Yeah, there was a lot of planning in the weeks before we started, and we had the time because there wasn't much going on. So yeah, we were ready to go when we launched.
That's great. I love how you just articulated that. And granted, you may have the time. I think a lot of people have time, but you also got to have the drive and the discipline to do it. So just to kind of talk off of what you were saying, it sounds like mentorship was a really important thing for you guys to kind of help guide you and direct you from the, hey, should we, from deliberating, should we do this, to really taking action and jumping in. So Ryan, maybe you can kind of talk about some of the mentors that you guys reached out to, which kind of helped you kind of figure it out.
Yeah, so when it comes to that, there are so many people that have helped us to get where we are, and there are many more people who will continue to help us. But we didn't really have one person who told us everything we need to do. We had I have a neighbor and Noah has a cousin, and we all have different sources where we were able to take bits and pieces of advice and information that they each gave us and put it together to create our ideal company. And by being able to incorporate multiple different people's different ways of creating the company, we were able to create our ideal company.
Yeah, I love that. Right. It's I think mentors are key. I'm a big believer that we all need a minimum of 3, but then we kind of take all the information and then we got to kind of make it our own. And so how did you then, maybe Ryan or Alex, take all that information that you were getting from everybody and then just kind of find your own voice and build your own business?
At first, we all. Oh, you can go, Alex.
Go ahead, Alex.
Well, we took the advice from the mentors at the beginning, Ryan's neighbor and Noah's cousin, and then it was kind of trial and error. We practiced on some cars and we saw what worked and saw what didn't work, and that's kind of, we're still doing that now with cars, finding the best way to do things.
Yeah. Ryan, how about you? What are your thoughts?
I mean, we were trying to figure out, like, none of us really knew how to detail cars. So we were watching a bunch of videos and like learning how and seeing what process would be the best for our company and what steps would make it like easiest for us to do it and be the most productive.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. You guys are such an, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, just piggybacking off what Ryan said, like the beginning of like the process at the beginning, most of it was just researching what items we need and like how to use products and how to wax a car, you know, like the bare bone basics. You got to start from learning everything, and then once you get to know how to do everything, you become better and better at it. And that's just how we grow our business, is being good at what we do, because anyone can learn how to detail a car, but if you do it well, people are going to want to hire you again and again. You know, it's about having a good reputation and having high quality work.
I love it. You know, you guys are incredible, and what an incredible, you know, I'm 48. And so when I was 48, if you wanted to look something up, you went to an encyclopedia and there was about a paragraph on how to do something. I mean, you know, you have so many things at your fingertips, and what's so impressive is that you're using all of it. I love the fact that you said you didn't know what to do, but you did all the research. So I just want to kind of dive into that because, you know, YouTube is unbelievable. You can look and kind of, you know, figure out how to do so much. Why detailing cars though? Why was detailing cars the thing that you chose to research?
So one of the thing was Ryan came up to me because one of his neighbors that he was close with told him he did it in high school, and I talked to my cousins. And first of all, it's a good life skill to have, to know how to do your own car.
Yeah.
How you keep cars lasting, and it's something you can teach your kids, that less and less people know how to do their own car, and that's why people are willing to spend money on it. So when we were looking at something that was fun, flexible hours, things that we could do with each other and still have that, you know, starting a business, we looked at things that, you know, the investment was relatively small and we could, you know, have fun with it. So this was one of the things that we were looking at and we decided to run with.
Yeah, I love it. And so what do you guys, so you guys are 16 and 17 years old, and you know, how
15 and 16.
15 and 16, excuse me. And then and how has it been dealing with, you know, talking and negotiating and doing business with people that are older than you? What have you guys been learning about yourselves, and what have you been learning there?
Well, personally, for me, I think like when talking to a client, it doesn't seem like I'm talking to someone who's older than me, or, you know, just in a different lifestyle situation. It's like we're talking about the same thing, and I feel like I'm able to communicate with them well through the conversation of detailing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I know it makes perfect sense. Guys, how about you? Anybody? Rowland, Ryan, Alex?
I don't think it's that weird. It's more like of a business aspect. So like we're doing them a service, so they're like expecting something, but after it's done, like we're trying to show them that we want to do better than their expectations.
Yeah.
So, like going higher.
I think just having confidence speaking to somebody, they'll, like, if you speak with confidence, they'll have confidence in you and your ability to detail a car.
Yeah, well said. Let's talk about social media for a little bit. Let me just say this, guys, and I know I said this earlier. I didn't think my car was in that bad of shape, but you guys came with all your equipment. I think you spent about maybe 3 hours on my car. It looked and still looks incredible. So thank you guys a ton. Let's talk about social media. Your generation really knows how to use social media really, really well. You guys, I know, are marketing via social media. You've got your brand ambassadors who are, helping you guys promote as well. Talk to me about social media and talk to the people who are listening today about how you use social to really grow your business and continue to grow your business. What's the secret?
Well, I mean, we kind of struggled at first using Facebook because like it's not the easiest thing to learn. But I mean, once we got like the hang of it, we just produced the posts and asking our parents to share it and reaching out to everybody we know. And it's really brought a lot of customers.
Yeah.
And another key thing with social media is like having constant activity. People like seeing you post more and more stuff, and the more variety we have on our Facebook page, the better. And another good thing with social media is the majority of our booking is through our Facebook page. It's a very easy way for people to book their appointments. Just click the link in our Facebook or click the schedule on our Facebook, and you can book your appointment right there.
Yeah.
Another thing, and going off Facebook, after people share it, we can get out to a bigger crowd and get out to more people that we wouldn't know personally, and that like people would know off their posts.
Yeah, so if you tag someone in a post, or if someone likes your page or shares your page, then you're getting a whole nother circle of people that none of us know. So, originally you're getting family, friends, and family that are booking appointments. But as you go, you start to get people that you've never heard of, that, you're getting from a friend of a friend of a friend kind of.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Alex, how about you? Any thoughts?
Social media, it's a great way. You can also just get a lot of people from social media.
Yeah. You can't listen, it's amazing. And I love what you're talking about as far as, it starts to really, amplify, and then people start to see your work. It shows that you got a lot of credibility. You have a great presence. People who are sharing it, people rely on for their credibility. I think that's great. Let's talk about you guys working as business partners, right? A lot of business. You got a lot of business partners. How has it been working together? How did you kind of determine who does what and the roles, responsibilities of how to run the business on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, it's kind of just been like going along. I mean, Noah's been taking like the spreadsheets. Ryan's really been reaching out to most of our customers. I mean, and we're just all getting our own roles in the company. I mean, it's really just going along with it.
I mean, yeah, also like with what Rowland's saying, like we're starting to create like a science to it. Like we're getting in our rhythm. Like at first it was like as we've been saying, like trial and error for the most part. But like now, like we have our spreadsheet set up, organized and everything, and we have like a system that we contact our clients with that we feel happy with, and everyone has their own jobs outside of just detailing cars, and they all vary because there's many other things we have to be able to do, but it's all pretty equally split up, and we're all doing some extra work outside of the detailing.
Yeah, especially since we were all friends before we started the company. We know how to work with one another. We have good chemistry. So, we weren't learning how everybody works. We all knew each other and how people work and how people run. Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, any thoughts? All right. So let me ask you guys a question. Rhythm, I want to talk a little bit more about this because having rhythm and good chemistry is really key for building any business. And so as you continue to grow your business, is this something you guys are going to do just this summer, or are you going to keep it going, throughout the school year or next year? Like, how are you going to build it? I'm interviewing the Bay Gals later this week, of Huntington Woods. And I interviewed the Bay Gals, the last group of Bay Gals. And, they kind of do their business and then they sell it off once they go to college to the next group. What's your guys' plan for the future?
I think we plan on doing it next summer if we can and keeping it going. But during the year with school, we'll have to figure out a way to like try to keep it going with all the stuff that we have to do on top of that.
Yeah. So what are some? Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, to like piggyback off that, like I see our company expanding next year. Like I see us hiring employees. Like we're all partners in this together, but I see us hiring employees in West Bloomfield in different surrounding areas where we're able to be making money off of them doing work for us, you know? And I see us getting bigger and bigger as the years go on. And when we go to college, I don't know what's going to happen. That's too far in the future to tell. But, you know, it just all depends on how the company is doing.
We're going to try to expand it in general to make our customer clientele bigger.
I love it. I love it. So tell me about business, fellas. How is business going? I would imagine you guys are really busy. I know I've been personally talking you guys up to a bunch of people. How is business, and how are you handling all the business that's coming in?
I mean, for the most part, it's going really well. I mean, we've been busy over the few weeks, but I mean, we're still trying to find as many customers as we can because we don't have cars to do every single day. And I mean, we're just trying to go along.
And what are you doing? Any new marketing ideas that you're doing to continually grow your business?
We're planning on passing out some flyers, you know, around the neighborhoods
today.
Oh, yeah.
And we're also like doing like a Father's Day special, you know, like if you get a car for Father's Day, we'll give you a discount if you book 2 cars, you know, like there's always little things and incentives that we'll be throwing in throughout, but nothing in particular as of right now.
Yeah. And so what have you guys learned about yourselves? I mean, is this for many of you is this your first or second business, or first business that you started?
First business.
All right.
First
Cool.
business.
So me and Ryan, actually,
Yeah,
when we were younger, we had our own business.
Boys.
Wasn't much of anything. We made a couple $100s over the course of like 3 years. We did pretty much anything that you'll hire us for.
I think we picked up people's dog poop. Like after the winter, we would go to someone's backyard and pick up all their dog poop from the winter, you know, walk dogs, but nothing to this caliber.
Right.
No.
So what's the biggest lesson you guys have learned thus far, each of you, about just business in general?
Being with, 5 of us here that are all trying to run the company and all have ideas, working with partners and figuring out how making compromising, having everyone's ideas represented in the company that we can all be proud of. That was difficult at first with 5 different people sharing ideas, but now that we've gotten a rhythm, we know how to make it so everyone has their input recognized in the company.
It's good. It's good.
Trying to work with each other, through like the ups and downs and a few arguments about little things the whole time, and also trying to reach out to other people.
That's great. Rowland, Ryan, how about you guys?
I mean, really just like growing as a person through all of this. I mean, it's really like giving me a really great work ethic because I mean, I wasn't really doing much before everything started. So it's really getting out there and doing this has been really like growing as a person.
Great.
So.
Yeah, and I've found. Go ahead, Alex.
Oh, I was just gonna say with like the detailing, it's really taught me like I have to be perfect with everything, make sure I get everything, and it just really motivated me to do that just in my everyday life also.
Yeah, for me, like in the big picture, it's like I'm always moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and like detailing has really taught me to like slow down and look for like the fine details and everything, you know, like you really got to take a step back and like take a look at the car, you know, make sure there's not a single speck of dirt in the cup holder or something, you know. It's all about attention to detail, and I think detailing has really helped me improve my attention to detail.
Yeah, you guys, and I know I keep on saying this, but you really didn't miss a beat with mine. I mean, it really was. So I have a question now, going back to, I want you to talk to all the entrepreneurs out there, right? All the people who are thinking about starting their own business, and all the people who have just been procrastinating, right? Because, you know, Noah, you said something earlier. You said, you know, this is what we're going to do, right? And when you're recapping a conversation, and many people, whether they are currently have their own business or wanting to start their own business, they get stuck in kind of complacency they get stuck in procrastination, and they don't take action, right? And so how did you guys decide to take action? And how would you inspire someone, whether they're 15 or 16 or 30, 40, 50? I golfed, Jacob and I golfed yesterday, and we were paired up with a guy who at 60 years old started his own business for the first time. And so how would you, what advice would you give to people out there to just take action and have more detail in what they do, in their daily days?
I'd say how we
Go ahead.
how we started was every time we'd hang out, Ryan and Noah would always be like, we have to talk about this. Like, we have to get this going before Corona ends, and we need to start it before all this so we can have customers going when it's time and we can start making money. And like, they are always pushing us to start the company now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, part of it is you have to assess the risks you have to take, and you have to be prepared, and you have to get everything ready. But at the same time, at a certain point, you really just have to go for it, because you can be preparing to start a business for 20 years and nothing will ever come of it.
Right.
At a certain point, you have to go for it and figure it out as you go.
I love it. A riddle I say a lot when I'm doing keynotes or talking is five frogs are sitting on a log and 4 decide to jump off. How many frogs are left on the log? And so I ask, like, whether it's it doesn't matter how many people, and people get pretty stumped with the question. And the answer is there's 5 frogs left, because none of the frogs decided to actually take action. They just decided to do it. I just would like to hear from a little bit from everybody too, on this. How would you, for those of you who haven't gone yet, how would you advise people?
So I think the most important step is the first step is getting yourself to say, like, I'm doing this, like, no matter what, like, we're going to follow through with this. And once you do that, everything starts coming together, because once you have a group of people, especially us, we were all determined and we all wanted this to happen for each other. So we really all put forth equal effort and strived to get the business started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just have to go for it and work hard, and just going for the first part is the hardest, just starting it.
Yeah, I think being with the group of guys just really pushed me. Because, like, I mean, at first I was a little bit skeptical. I mean, wanted to do, like, regular job, but they all pushed me, and it really helped me get motivated and wanting to do it.
Yeah, I love it. To me, when I look at business and I look at 2 people with exactly the same skill sets, if I was looking at person A and B, the real big differential at the end of the day is daily consistent execution, and people who take action. And so I'm proud of all you guys, because you guys are doing great stuff. I love that you just have the discipline, and you just jumped in and you did it, and you taught yourself stuff, because people in my generation still have a hard time teaching themselves new things on YouTube, especially detailing a car. And that you found a market that people will, that they need, and that they'll actually pay you for. So kudos to all of you guys. You guys are really inspiring to many, many people. How can people get a hold of you if they need their car detailed? Give a little description about the types of cars you do, and how to find you guys.
Yeah, so we'll basically do any car, whatever car you want us to do. It doesn't matter, size, build, model, whatever. We'll do any car. As we said, to reach us, you can either book through Facebook. We have a company email, which is deluxedetailservice@gmail.com, where you can contact us and we can book an appointment for you. And we also have a phone number that is on our Facebook page and on the flyers we're handing out, where they can give us a call, and we'll also book a appointment over the phone for them.
Okay, great. Guys, I can't thank you enough. Any words of wisdom or thoughts that you want to share before we close?
And just go for it.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Roland, we'll start with you, Rowland. One piece of last-minute personal, inspiration from each of you, for anybody who's listening. Rowland, we'll start with you.
I mean, if you're skeptical and but I mean, if you really want to do something, I mean, you just have to. I mean, sorry, but
It's good. I like it. Ryan, how about
yeah,
you?
go for it.
If you think about a business, you can think about it for as long as you want, but the main part is the execution. So if you never execute it, it won't matter. You have to make sure you have a good execution of how you want to do it and a good business plan to back you up.
Well said. Alex?
Just as long as you work hard and have the drive, the good results will come with it.
Well done. Ryan?
The first step's always going to be the hardest challenge. And once you get past that, everything starts flowing. Once you decide to take action, it makes everything much easier to get going.
Well said. And Noah, we'll end with you.
Listen to the people that are giving you advice. Use people's advice that know more than you or have done it before, and use it and create your own way. But make sure you're listening to people that are telling you how to do things.
Well said. Fellas, if there's anything that I can ever do for you, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to lend any advice I can when you need it. Proud of you guys for starting a business and for all the guidance you shared today. I know you're only 15 and 16, but the wisdom is that of people much, 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 much older. So, you can, I'm a big reader and this and the other, and you can read all the books in the world, but until you're actually in the trenches working and starting and building, the books mean nothing. So congratulations on your success, and
Thank you.
I wish you guys continued success in everything that you do. And thanks for making my car look great. So
thank you for having us.
Thanks so much.
Of course.
Have a good day.